Hello, welcome and welcome back. This is Jacob and today we are going to be continuing the Let's Play for Reverse 1999. And today we're going to be wrapping up completely Chapter 5 with this point 0.5 portion here and see what these two goobers are about and what they were doing in the meantime while while the other team over there on their little island adventure was having quite the blast, right? It was quite the bomb, you could say. Too soon? Okay, I'll stop now. But yeah, last time we left off on quite the finish and cliffhanger for the chapter with the game reminding us, hey, it's the year 1914. Do you remember? Do you remember what happened in 1914? We gave you a big hint earlier in the story. But yeah, pretty much the beginning of World War I. And a navy rushing in, and planes and bombs, and oh boy, this will be a chapter, won't it? Do wonder how chapter 6 is gonna be continuing from that cliffhanger. But apparently, from what I've heard, this 0.5 chapter is kind of like a teaser for the next one. But also, it's very short. Apparently, this is only cutscenes, so we'll see how long this video is gonna be. Probably gonna be shorter than the last one, I'm gonna say right now, at least prediction wise, but we'll see where this gets us. But yeah, the episode will be pretty much like this episode will be like pretty much like the last one, which is gonna be this, then the 3 doors, then the somnambulism stuff, as I like adding those at the end of these episodes now, just to have everything. And I saw it brought up in a comment over on Reddit, actually, that the person was surprised that I am actually committing to doing the 3 doors. That apparently not many people do the 3 doors, which is, like, at least for content creation wise, which is interesting, because it has, at least in my opinion so far, the first portion that I went through has quite a lot of interesting lore, especially considering, I mean, it's directly connected to one of the gameplay mechanics of the game, plus the mesmers on top of it. There's quite a bit of lore in there. I'm actually surprised that people are not doing anything with that, unless someone is probably. But very surprised that that's the case, and makes me kind of happy. I like including stuff. If I'm doing this, I'm gonna commit to story. Yeah, I do that for the live streamed story portions that I do, like the whole metaphor Refantatio playthrough that I did live. That included so much shit. I probably didn't even include everything that I could because I didn't know it existed, but that included so much shit. Boo. What a long playthrough. Almost 130 hours. But yeah, anyway, on the previous episode, I like Mario Valhalla said, and this is a comment that I saw brought up, and I'm purely selecting you because you were the first one. You were the first one from what I saw, so you get the shout out. But you said at 26:12, which is a timestamp, this isn't a spoiler as it's not really a big thing in the story and it's not mentioned anywhere else. Also, you've already seen him in 1.1, but the Manus follower who goes and save art is actually Diggers. He canonically joined Manus Vedicte and has a skin where he is dressed like one. He looks really handsome in it. You should check it out if you have him. I do indeed have him. I did not check him out yet. I'm gonna do that in a moment. We currently don't know the reason, but you are in luck because Diggers' anecdote will actually be released this patch. I don't know anything about it except the fact that it has to do with the Manus, but I have seen Goose's, not sure who that is, probably another content creator, review of his anecdote. Okay. I also saw below the comment that someone said that the Diggers anecdote potentially contains some spoilers for Chapter 7. While I was initially very interested to maybe even include it in one of the future parts of this Let's Play, like very soon. But if it does have some spoilers for Chapter 7, I'm probably gonna abstain from doing that one until the Chapter 7 playthrough is gonna be done, so I don't get spoiled on anything there. But anyway, you and many others told me that was Diggers, and not gonna lie, it crossed my mind while he was speaking that he sounded very familiar, and I was thinking Diggers, but I didn't want to say it's Diggers, because I just thought in my mind, I just wrote it off as, they are just reusing the VA, you know, because a VA is not gonna just voice the one main role that they are being casted in. They usually get also asked to voice a couple of NPCs for background chatter. And I was just thinking like, oh, maybe they just, you know, had the VA for Digger's voice, that Manos guy in the background. So I kind of wrote it off in my head, but apparently it's Digger's. And yeah, as you said, I kind of want to see what this skin looks like, because I haven't seen it yet. It's definitely not that. Damn, he looks like a completely... Sorry, he looks... No math. But yeah, he looks like a completely different person. Holy shit. He looks very content, or he looks just broken. He looks just broken on the inside. The math broke him. He's done. He's done. Holy shit, wait, I want to see the... Damn. He looks so different. Jesus. What the hell? You say no math, but then you carry these things with you. Uh-huh. No math, only geometry? But yeah, anyway. Wow. That's a sick skin. But yeah, anyway, thank you for that comment, and thank you for everybody else who commented on that and pointed out that it's, yes, Diggers. So that was very enlightening. Another comment that I saw was about the boss at the end of the chapter. I was kind of suspecting that the boss might have extra mechanics or something, because I was observing the thing during the fight that he's absorbing. I think I made a comment about that he's absorbing the one that remains or something at the end of the turn or whatever. But one of you clarified that indeed the boss has different forms essentially depending on what is being absorbed, and that is honestly very sick. That makes the boss very interesting on a replay when you go in and you do it maybe in a different method or different order of who you take out, or if you take all of them out, so you get different forms of the boss. That is cool. That is a cool boss design. Makes it very worth it to go again through the fight and see what else you can get. Another interesting comment that I saw, and it kind of I didn't even make the connection in the last episode, was about the storm that took the lives of, well, that turned Sophia's and 37's parents into the geometrical shapes essentially. I didn't even make the connection because it was also 4 years ago that it was the same storm that hit the childhood friends of Vertin. It's the same storm, and yes, when I read it, I suddenly remembered, yeah, they also turn into geometrical shapes. It is the same storm. That didn't even cross my mind that it's the same one. Because yeah, the storms are always like dependent around, I guess, the period that they are in and whatever influences them. And therefore they are turning people into certain kind of objects. And yeah, that one specifically was geometrical shapes. So yeah, thank you for bringing that one up. That was a very neat little enlightening detail, and I do appreciate that. That is cool. But yeah, anyway, let's continue with this and see where this will lead us. So, Point 5 chapter, lovely meeting. Oh boy, you two Chaos Gremlins are gonna be fun to watch. Let's see. With a shake of her head, the little white duck finds the gold crest. Excuse me? Excuse me? The star. SPDM library. Okay.
Wow. So this is the library in Vertin's school.
Oh, this reminds me. I need to very quickly check. I think the somnambulism for today is gonna be literally hers. Hold on. Yeah. The somnambulism that I'm including today is literally for Sotheby. That's pretty appropriate, I would say. Let's go.
So many people here. They're probably around my age.
A gorgeous sap green dress jumps into the library of SPDM. Its owner keeps talking a sing-song tone, like a chirping goldcrest. Ah.
We've also got this many shelves in the library of Sotheby's Manor.
Thank you for reminding me you're rich.
Are there any alchemy workshops and potion warehouses here, like in our manor?
Probably. The young lady stands on tiptoe, looking around this place curiously.
Where can I find Miss Buenish? Madame Z told me to come here, but she didn't give any other clues. The people here really need Mr. Teakettler, who is always nice and warm to the guests. Just twist his teapot ear, then he can take you anywhere. If not so, placing a luck-a-day potion at the entrance would help as well.
Oh god.
If I had made it before I came, Miss Buenish and I might have met by now. Or she will just pop up behind me.
Probably will.
Are you looking for me?
Oh god.
Oh my word! Oops, that was too loud. Where are my manners?
Sotheby in that moment was literally me when I call something is gonna happen in a story and it happens. I've been there many times. Sotheby straightens the wrinkles on her dress and gives out her hand like a real lady.
Oh, nice to meet you. Are you Miss Buenish?
The other girl nods haughtily. How do you nod haughtily? Her uniform speaks for herself. It seems to be a historic first meeting for them.
That's fantastic. How did you find me? Did you see me in the Oniromancy? Or through a crystal orb?
No, you stand out. You do realize that your headpiece is very present.
Either way, it is the great Arcanum. I'm much greater than that. Look at you, dressed as if you'd just been to a ball. You're as eye-catching as the pigment board on a sketch.
Why is Matilda repeating what I just said?
I saw you the moment I came into the library. Ooh. Does the foundation hold balls too?
Oh, these two are gonna be so fun. Oh no.
No, I'm saying... Est-ce que tous les amis de Vertin parlent comme ça?
Does every friend of Vertin's talk this way?
Never mind. Madame Z told me you wanted to look up the materials on the mysterious school that believes in numbers here.
Also, apologies if I'm gonna be reading out certain sentences that Matilda says in French. Just wanna include to anybody who is just listening to it, so you hear what she's saying.
That's right. Miss Moisson told me she will thoroughly check the documents in the Foundation archive. So I'll go through the books in the SPDM library. If we can find anything about that school, we can be of more help to Vertin and her team. I'm sorry, Miss Sotheby, but I'm afraid the situation is going to disappoint you. While you spend the last hour looking for Teakettler's ear, the kind-hearted monitor assistant already gained valuable access to the library. But I haven't found any records regarding the mysterious school that believes in numbers yet.
Okay. That's what you're researching. Like a bolt out of the blue.
Oh, but Miss Moisson said there are so many books here that they can cover the entire back of a Stronsay beast.
Okay.
That's a bit exaggerated, but she's right. Nevertheless, the librarian was transferred to a more important position years ago due to the storm.
When you're so French that even the sounds French. Anyway.
Many old books are not yet sorted. Some even went missing in the chaos. The only relevant materials I could find are the stories of Pythagoras and some books on mathematical theorems. But I don't
think they have anything to do with Vertin's issue.
What Matilda sees now is a pair of tear-dimmed eyes.
That means I can't do anything to help them.
Oh, the baby.
Please stop being emotional. It doesn't work on this professional member of the Foundation.
Sure. She looks away and clears her throat like a grown-up.
Without field investigation permission, I can't take you out to collect information.
It's absolutely not working, right?
But in fact, there is still another reference room only known to the most outstanding monitor assistant.
Hooray!
Other students in the library cast disgruntled glances at them.
Shh, shh, shh. It's a violation to make noises in the library. Please follow me, Miss Sotheby.
You both are just noise machines. Good God. Oh, these two. Tall shelves. Unfamiliar surroundings. An impossible mission. The girls walk through the shelves like fish swimming through coral.
Thank you so much, Miss Buanish. You mentioned ball. I haven't heard that word for a very long time. I remember what Mr. Carson, my butler, had taught me. He said, express your gratitude to fair ladies by holding a grand ball.
Oh, Carson, my man.
I'll write to my father and ask for a brand new, unsinkable and maneuverable rock and roll park. I'm sure he will gladly say yes.
Who's gonna tell her?
Maneuverable rock and roll park?
Yes. We can hold a twist ball on it when Vertin and her team are back.
Please allow me to say no. The monitor assistant of SPDM will never participate in such an inelegant activity.
Why do I think you're gonna eat those words at some point?
Wait, did you just say Vertin and her team?
The the slow fade in as she was finishing the sentence of the blush on her face. Perfect.
We can talk about the ball later.
Uh-huh, yeah.
The kind-hearted Matilda Buanish will try her best to help you with the task. But, of course, it's only out of her sense of responsibility, not for some personal reasons.
Of course. Fuck's sake. They go faster and faster. Finally, they reach their destination. Unnecessary information room. To patch the fragmented eras in the future, and to store the currently unimportant files and reports. People built this reference room in the shape of a box with grey and white walls. During this awful time, which might last for ages, people call it the footnote of history. Poetic.
Here we are. The reference room storing unnecessary information. It's a place ignored by most staff. Even so, this careful, reliable monitor assistant will not let go of any details.
She knocks on the rusty sign haughtily.
I hereby officially appoint you as the Chief Assistant of Monitor Assistant of SPD. I will take my responsibility and teach you how to become a devoted Foundation member.
Matilda pulls off the cloth covering the archive cabinet. Dust rises in the air.
Here is your first task. Read through these unsorted old files. All of them.
Oh god. The monitor assistant takes a dusty file from the cabinet. The paper inside has already turned yellow.
I have searched all the archived ones. These are the last parts. Most of them are discarded administrative documents, low-priority materials, and substandard reports written by rookie investigators. By the way, you should know I didn't sort any of them out for you, and they don't necessarily have what you want.
It's all right. Leave them to me. I love reading.
You'd better do. Here's the key. Keep it safe. You can sit on the cushions there when you sort out the files. I don't want your dress to stain the stone bench.
Yes, Tsundere.
I'll go see if I missed any files. Listen, this monitor assistant will test you on your familiarity with these files when she's back.
3 hours later.
Double check completed. Looks like I didn't miss any relevant files.
I don't think she's ever gonna be boring to me. Matilda has a presence, and it makes me laugh.
Phew, quite a long day. I doubt if that spoiled lady can finish all the materials. She must have been bored and fallen asleep, waiting for her tea kettler in the dream.
Sure, she's probably done.
It takes much more than dancing at balls to be a Foundation investigator. I'll send her back to that teacher when she wakes up. In the end, it will be the kind-hearted Matilda who finishes the task for her. Being a great monitor assistant comes with great responsibility.
You're gonna walk in there and she has, like, out of every single contextual clue put together, mathed and calculated and alchemied a goddamn route to the island. God. I'm gonna lose it if I just call that. Again, Matilda gently pushes the door open. Surprisingly, she's welcomed with an energetic greeting.
Oh, Miss Bernice!
Standing on a ladder, Sotheby gives her a big smile with a stack of files in her hand. The files she didn't finish reading are scattered on the ground, while the others have been well organized in the cabinet.
You didn't fall asleep. Did you sort out these files?
Yes, and I love these books in uncommon shapes. There are so many wonderful stories. I often read books with Sasana when Father wasn't at home. We read and read until the red bomb waves woke up the sun. Moreover, these files are much easier than Miss Moisson's reading task. Here, the gentleman from River Conway tamed a whole group of Avanks. How marvelous is that?
Oh, okay. Looks like you meet the basic requirements for being a rookie investigator. Tu es plus ou moins qualifié pour être mon assistante en chef.
I guess you are qualified to be my chief assistant. The young lady doesn't pay much attention to the mumbles from the monitor assistant. She's busy announcing her big discovery. Also, I want the moment somewhere in the story where Sotheby just turns to her and just tells her straight into her face in French, I understand you.
And I also found this interesting report. It tells a lot about the storm and the numbers. Will this be helpful to Vertin?
Show it to me.
Ooh. Okay. She takes a pile of yellow paper from Sotheby. This neat and orderly written report has no beginning or end. Obviously, the author is a meticulous person.
I have to say, it is undoubtedly a violation to submit such a report, but it will be a travesty of the truth and human sense if I cover it up.
Peace, sense, justice. They have always been the creeds in my heart, and are now the reason why I have decided to write down the whole thing.
Ooh, do I know this voice? I don't think I've heard this voice before.
A long time has passed since the first attack of the most severe crisis in our time, but we are still wondering, what on earth does it mean? That was the eve of the millennium, of which no one had any memories, illogically. The next day, time was already reversed to 1996, the moment we opened our eyes.
That was the eve of the millennium, of which no one had any memories, illogically. Okay.
We walked out of the building made of grey and white marble as usual, hardly aware that the sun we bathed in was from another time. Our survival was unexpected and almost unbelievable in such a calamity which swept the globe. Why did the headquarters of the Foundation survive the reverse? Why couldn't we find our younger selves in the outside world? Did any other region survive it as we did? What was the cause behind this calamity?
Yeah, this is bringing up very interesting questions. I had these questions in my mind as well. If everything is being reversed, why is no one then meeting like younger versions of themselves and stuff like that if time is actually going backwards? Unless something else is happening on top of it. Like maybe time is correcting itself as well because the person is present, causing it like a time paradox. Like potentially just removing the other entity, the other you, from the time. And yeah, also very interesting. The Foundation headquarters got spared from the storm for some reason.
I didn't know, nor did anyone else.
I kinda always believed that the headquarters of the Foundation survived because the Arcanists here did something. Because they saw the storm coming, or maybe had an inkling that it's gonna be coming and they prepped for it. But maybe not.
Things remained unclear until time was reversed again. This time, we all witnessed that rain in the 80s.
Okay.
These files Vertin needs?
I think so.
Nice. She says in a trembling voice, "This monitor assistant, who always claims to have a cool head, has never panicked so much."
It's a report written by someone who witnessed the storm. And it has recorded the storms before Vertin became the Timekeeper.
Yeah, that is very interesting. That is very interesting. I wonder whose voice that is, or who that is. Whoa. Why is this sepia all of a sudden? Why is it a flashback? Alright. Ooh. Also, the thought just crossed my mind. What in a twist of fate, it's either Vertin's mother who is writing these reports, or it's Vertin herself, like a future version of her, writing the reports. That would be paradoxic. And I wonder how they would explain it. Paradoxes are always kind of like meh if they happen in like a time travel story oriented thing. But I do always look forward to seeing how they try to explain the paradox, why it exists. That part is always fascinating, because that is kind of like let's see how you're gonna push your imagination to explain to me how this goddamn paradox came into existence. Anyway, let's continue. Soaked science. After a terribly heavy downpour, it's hard to stay calm.
Before she became the Timekeeper? Whoa. So Vertin wasn't born a Timekeeper?
Excuse me, what, Sotheby?
She didn't tell you that? Wait, no one is born a Timekeeper. It's not an inherited title. Anyway, this report includes the secret chronology only accessible to the core members of the Foundation. You can only check it under the supervision of the monitor assistant before you become a qualified investigator.
Also, I didn't want to interrupt her. But yeah, Sotheby probably thinks of it being like an inherited title because she's a noble. And nobles inherit titles from birth. Madilla dusts off the folder carefully.
No matter what the reason is, it shouldn't have been shoved in this dusty room like rubbish. To evaluate its authenticity and risk, the genius Matilda Boiniche will fulfill her duty as the monitor assistant and carry out a thorough inspection of this report.
Yep.
If you agree to this resolution, please nod, Assistant Sotheby.
The speech is full of terminology Sotheby has never heard of. But it doesn't matter. Based on the tone of the speech, she has already decided how to answer.
Yes.
She was about to say hooray. Ooh, fancy.
was 1985.
Ooh.
A gloomy, miserable night compared to that peaceful morning in 1996, when we were only bothered by confusion. We didn't expect time to be reversed again. Nor did we understand the consequence.
What accent is she speaking in as well? I can't really place it. Huh.
Even now, I still remember Paulina's desperate cry. One of her hens was already inside the safe area when she fell at the entrance to the headquarters.
Oof.
And that was the only part of her left to us the next second.
Oof.
The only legacies we found were an engagement ring on that hand and her favorite blue polka dot scarf.
Holy shit.
Which we used to wrap her remains in the end.
Holy shit, that is... Oh my god, that is dark.
To be honest, I admired those who still remained calm and sympathized with the Arcanists on the edge of mental breakdown. It had nothing to do with the 1/4 Arcanist blood in my body. It was only the kind of empathy which all mankind would share out of instinct in the face of a hopeless calamity. We lost many, too many colleagues. In the materials they sent back, we even saw all the horrifying phenomena, such as one's veins turning into electric wires.
Alright.
Since then, the storm, a word simply taken from visual observation, has been used to refer to the calamity. Of course, we can have a word for the calamity itself. But what words should we use to conclude all the absurdity and panic? Before the storm, we were all familiar with time. It was supposed to be a straight line connecting the past and the future. We followed the line to move forward. We broke free from ignorance. We built civilizations. We developed technologies. We promoted the well-being of mankind. And we improved our living conditions step by step. We were so sure that we were making progress on the right path. But then, the path was taken away all of a sudden. Oh, time. Our closest old friend, where are you taking us? Back to the two most painful war times in the 20th century? The era when no one had ever heard the hiss of steam engines? Or the century when mankind was yet to be enlightened? So far, mankind has achieved a lot in history. Dynamos, automobiles, flyovers, railways, hospitals, poorhouses. But if it goes on like this, what is the point of all the efforts we have made?
She sounds a bit German.
Now we are like a shipwreck left on the island of time, witnessing the fall of the whole modern world in the unstoppable tsunami.
Okay, yeah, I think she's German. Is this the... I don't remember her name. I don't remember her name anymore because it's been a while since I was recording that episode. Is that the German woman that was in one of the parts in, what was it, chapter 4 of the main story? That was there for a brief period.
Even though the Foundation has lost a lot of staff members, they are still doing fine compared to Laplace. My younger brother was a good example. He was the most sensible person I have ever known. On the first day of the second reverse, he told me, in a calm manner,
"At least we have reaffirmed that Newton was right. There was never an arrow of time in classical mechanics. Neither in relativity nor quantum mechanics."
This voice. Also the silhouette. Okay. This is gonna be someone... Pardon. This is gonna be someone I'm definitely gonna be meeting at some point. At least we have reaffirmed that Newton was right. There was never an arrow of time in classical mechanics. Oh.
That means this is absolutely normal. Whether the time goes backwards or forwards, even if it starts spinning around like a tabletop football player. They're not against the law of physics. We can go back in time and give Poincaré a medal of great profit.
The next day he almost fell off the 6th floor due to excessive drinking.
Jesus.
All the perceptions of time and space developed to this day were overthrown. We couldn't find any theories to explain the storm in any existing researches. There could only be two reasons for this situation. Either we've been completely wrong all the time, or we've come to a brand new world. And this new world can never make sense in the way of science, or that of physics. It cannot be verified by an independent third party, and it is impossible to be comprehended through reasoning. Is it true that we have been going the wrong way? Is it true that those once proven wrong by history, those Arcanists who claim to possess Gnosis, are actually on the right path? In fact, the one who put an end to the chaos was indeed not a human.
Oh. Lucy?
This thing, I had no idea what it was. It claimed to be a machine which never stops working. It laughed at the limitations of our brains and the metaphysical mistakes we make ceaselessly. But it did solve the most urgent issue. A system was built to tackle storm-relevant emergencies after it took charge of Laplace. The first measure it adopted was contacting all the existing branches of the Foundations at the time to confirm the scale of available manpower. Then it built observation stations all over the globe to find if there were any other regions immune to the storm. After that, numerous offices responsible for deducing the cause of the storm were established. Even though there were countless disagreements during the research, at least we had taken the first step.
That is a good first step. That's a good first step. Seeing around the globe which places are not being hit or cannot be hit by the storm or affected by the storm. And then try to figure out what the reason behind it is. Yeah?
I handed in the application to take part in this mission, determined to get rid of the fog in my mind. In 1986, I was assigned to the office in Egypt. All my friends came to the dock to see me off. Because we knew it could be the final goodbye. Even though we were equipped with the emergency communication devices issued by Laplace, we were still not clear when the storm would assault us, or where we could hide nearby. What really scared me was not the threat to my life, but the possibility of dying ignorant. Then I boarded the ship to Alexandria from Athens. And that was when I met her.
Her?
Now when I recall it, it was almost impossible to ignore that group of Arcanists on the ship.
Oh, the Manus?
There were about a dozen of them, all in eccentric stitched robes. They were followers of a strange school which mixes Arcanum and mathematics.
Oh, never mind.
I talked to them. No matter how much that conversation bewilders me now, I was more excited than confused at the time. They also survived the storm in 1996, and they noticed the unusual changes taking place in the world as well. That means I actually met another group of survivors. From the Millennium.
I wonder if the person she met is maybe 37's mother? Or Sophia's mother? She stops turning the pages.
Wait! A school of Arcanists who survived the storm?
Yep. They exist. They definitely exist. And they have a whole island to themselves. More flashbacks. Okay. The Tower of Babel. Okay, game. Alright. Sure. Babel. Most of the time, language barriers are the least significant obstacles between people. I swear if I hear glass shattering.
A mixture of Arcanum and mathematics. The ship on the Mediterranean. Unbelievable. Our investigator actually met this group of Arcanists who believed in numbers, and even left such a precious record down on paper.
Does it mean we are close to being helpful to Vertin?
Yes. The chief assistant of the monitor the chief assistant of the monitor assistant lets out a cheer.
Certainly. It's what we deserve for all the efforts today. But why did they leave such an important report in the reference room storing unnecessary information?
Because someone just doesn't want to have too much information about the storm out?
Did they misput it here after the chaos of the storm?
Could also happen. Putting her confusion aside, Matilda turns to the next page of the record.
Among them, the most easygoing one was Hugh.
Hugh. Okay. Also very interesting, the silhouette of the person in the middle is blue. Well, there's another picture there in the background with someone with red hair.
He was an engineer as well as an arcanist. We shared the same preference for human technology. And that became our common topic.
Alright.
Hugh was in his 30s, red-haired, cheeks sunken, and deeply depressed due to some kind of eye disease.
Huh. Okay, that has to be then the father of Sophia, probably?
He was a decent man, with a prudent attitude, working at a desk most of the time. He reminded me of the imperial miniature painting artists in the Sultan's palace. Most of them ended up blind after toiling for their life. He showed me the picture of his daughter. I don't have children, but I could feel his happiness as a father.
Okay, yeah. Okay, has to be Sophia's dad.
Although I got along well with Hugh, he seemed quite out of place among that group, which was actually led by her.
Okay.
I don't know what words to use to describe her. She was like a meteor shower, a tempest, or an unreasonable catastrophe itself. Her existence was just like her name. It was simple, yet implied a lot.
Okay. Is that gonna be 37's mom?
Please forgive me for my cowardice. Even now I don't have the courage to write down her name. If one would call that a name.
Oh, okay.
In fact, she was quite a kind, warm-hearted person. Among all the unregistered Arcanists I've met, she was one of the nicest ones towards the Foundation. She looked young, even though I heard she had a daughter too. Besides, she still possessed the innocence of a child, and that kind of excitement exclusive for genius.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. It seemed the whole world was like a sparkling toy to her.
Alright, yeah. This is 37's mom.
Our communication was heart-stirring at the beginning. Both of us were eager to find out what was happening. Like two shipwrecked victims grappling at each other on the sea. But I didn't have the slightest idea what she was talking about, actually.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely her mom.
The problem was not the typical communication issues between humans and Arcanists.
Well that's...
I was sure the language we used didn't pose any obstacles. But still, I couldn't understand any words of hers. I would believe that one is highly intelligent if one can name all the factors of 11,567 without thinking.
Excuse me, what? I would believe that one is highly intelligent if one can name all the factors of... sure. Okay. Also the thing in the background, I'm looking at it, and that is distracting the shit out of me because I've recently seen this, pretty much this exact thing. But two of them mirroring each other and just touching basically on that one singular point, probably.
But what this one said was illogical nonsense which no one could ever imagine. She claimed that there is a world of numbers, above all else, where the non-physical essences of all things exist in the form of timeless, absolute, unchangeable ideas, and that the physical world where the time flows is nothing but an appendage. It has never been real or true. And that's why the chaos in this world is not worth any attention, and we should focus on what happened to the supreme existence.
Uh-huh.
What an utter disaster combining modern maths with ancient superstition. I saw another hubristic Arcanist pretending to be the prophet by reliving Platonism. I don't even bother to mention the balderdash on soul numbers. Even the New Age movement could use some of her absurdity. But that was not yet the end. She even claimed to be aware of the exact year when the next reverse would happen.
Mm-hmm. Because she knew. She found the sequence.
But when I asked her about it seriously, she said,
My apologies. I've made an oath. I shall and only shall reveal the demonstration to people who have their own soul numbers.
Okay, I'm gonna ask, is this just 37's voice actress? Because it sounds super similar. just putting on a more mature voice.
I'm not sure whether she was making fun of me or being serious, but I had this feeling that she was eager to tell me how she was granted the secret through a moment of afflatus. It seemed she just saw through the laws behind all things instead of finding them through logical deduction.
Can't you see it? It is right in front of you.
I think it is 37's voice actors just doing well, more normal voice.
After I expressed my inability to comprehend her words 30 times, she finally gave up and proffered regrets. I'd rather take it as a new kind of humiliation. What really irritated me about her, however, was her contempt towards science and all the scientific research methods. As far as I'm concerned, the value of a theory lies in its reliability, universality, and generalizability. Our pursuit of the truth has laid the foundation of modern science, allowing us to change the world. Yet, in her eyes, the value of a theory lies in its beauty. I talked to her on the current situation, and I told her how we would save lives and preserve the hard-earned technology of mankind if we could find the pattern of the storm. It was of course not an easy thing to do and would take enormous manpower, so I asked her sincerely to join the Foundation. Yet again she responded with contempt. She believed they would only become another military squad of the Foundations.
Darling, maths are beautiful for their uselessness. That's why it remains noble and graceful in this sordid world, despite you humans' reckless action of using it to calculate ballistic.
She turned down my invitation and left an unfairly negative comment on our storm observation project.
The observation stations you built are destined to be toppled because their basis is the fragile world that follows the laws of physics. The efforts you've made are like nails on a sand beach, which will only be carried away by the next tidal wave.
I mean, she has a point with that.
But I said, perhaps our efforts are in vain, but someone has to do it. We will try every corner of the beach before making the conclusion that the world we are living in is already a hopeless ruin.
What a pragmatic, rigorous, and rational speech. But dear, the world is a hopeless ruin.
The conversation ended in disagreement. I don't know why Arcanists hate the world so much. Perhaps the reason is they have never been truly accepted. To this day, I still remember her venomous conclusion.
The world built on past experiences has ended. In your words, which you used to mock us, why not embrace the reality?
She was a bit kooky.
Yet about the
only a
gnosis
tiny
which
bit.
she deeply believed in, and the so-called prophecies she made through numbers, she had never given any proofs or details that showed rigorous logic. And the reason for her inactions was an oath she had made before some stone?
Oh, I was about to say, why did the text suddenly start to wobble? It's because she was starting to be pissed.
Therefore I believed her words were only the nonsense of a lunatic. When we first met, I thought she was different from all those psychos, who mistook the malfunction of their prefrontal cortex as the will of God. But they turned out to be the same. In the name of human sense, I swore everything she said was absurd and ridiculous to me. Until...
Madame Z said the Arcanists on that island are all named after numbers, because they have a strong belief that numbers are the essence of their souls. The investigator wouldn't write down her name. Is it because of the conflict between their beliefs?
Huh. Interesting thought. Okay. Matilda turns to the next page eagerly, as if checking a novel brought in class... Sorry, what? As if checking a novel brought in class by some undisciplined student. But the reality welcomes her with an empty page.
Huh? That's all?
Oh, did it not continue? Maybe because the story ends with an abrupt stop, or the hope just raised has dashed down, Matilda clenches her handkerchief with her sweaty palm.
Submitting such an unfinished report would only cause problems for the reviewers and evaluators, but this investigator didn't even write down their name.
Don't worry, Miss Burnish. I'm familiar with this situation. Every time after the brave Typhon defeats Jupiter, he returns to the Auto Island.
Oh god, what?
But each time we twist the ear of Mr. Glassbox, Typhon will show up again and again.
The two of you are kind of mirroring the two in the report. It just hit me.
Ms. Moisson told me the ear is the key to bringing back our hope.
Wait, don't tell me you are talking about the shows on the mechanical television?
Ignoring the monitor assistant's confusion, the enthusiastic young lady starts looking around for the ear that carries all her hope.
Stop, Miss Sotheby. Please, take a seat on the cushion and listen to me carefully.
Uh-huh.
This is a detailed report written by a formal investigator of the Foundations, not some TV show full of cliffhangers. That means we will definitely find the rest somewhere.
I have an objection to that statement, but anyway.
Oh, I see. Must be a coco-treant who took away the other part of the book. Usually, they will be attracted by Luna Fixer, and by following their traces, we'll find their lairs in the stable.
You mean someone took it away? That's highly possible. Data loss is not allowed in the Foundation, especially under the Monitor Assistant's management.
We must prepare Luna Fixer. Don't forget their favorite jigging magical beans. I don't have those materials with me right now, but I can write to them. It only takes a month.
Only a month. The disconcerting conversation is clearly too much for this rigorous monitor assistant.
Nuh-uh, we don't need that.
Nuh-uh. After taking a deep breath, Matilda takes out her crystal orb. Time to show what she's made of. An ambitious smile spreads over her face.
You've perfectly accomplished the task from me when you found this valuable report. Well done, Assistant Sotheby. Now it's time for the great Matilda to show a little bit of her greatness.
Figured this is where it ends. Okay. Well, these two are discovering some interesting shit. Okay, let's see what turns out when she uses her crystal ball to figure stuff out. Let's see. Divination in the day. That feels like a sentence is missing. What could be the second sentence to divination in the day? Something at night. You will meet countless great diviners before the real answer is revealed. Okay. Laplace Scientific Computing Center. Oh no, it's goofy music time. There is no moonlight during the daytime. But the moon is not the only choice for divination.
Judging from the omen, it's at the northwest, the beginning and the ending of the ring, where the wall reflects repeatedly.
Uh-huh. Holding the crystal orb with both hands, Matilda keeps adjusting her position while trying to figure out the vague vision in the sphere. Sotheby follows her with a curious face.
The northwest of SPDM. This one is straightforward. The beginning and the ending of the ring is not a problem either. The icon of the computing center is exactly the Ouroboros, a serpent eating its own tail. Here we are.
Okay.
But where the wall reflects repeatedly, does that mean a closed room with mirrors?
Where the wall reflects repeatedly.
The mirror in the display center is a huge kinescope in the wall. And the one in the airtight laboratory is a crystal clear observation window. The one in the rehab center? No. The mirrors in the operation room have been replaced with curved electronic screens of steel structure after that Xenopilot made a scene. So, where is the answer?
She slowly turns around, trying to find the perfect angle for a clearer vision. A white figure storms away from her side, almost bumping off the orb she tightly holds.
Hey! You just hit me! Shouldn't you apologize?
Where did you come from, dork? Wasting my time.
Wow! Excuse me, bitch. The man groans a curse and hastily leaves this place with his hands covering his nose and mouth.
What? How could he say that? That's rude!
Yeah, because he's a bitch. Also, covering his nose and mouth?
That gentleman doesn't look well. He's covering his face. His nose is running with purple liquid.
What?
Oh dear. Did he drink a whole bottle of purple Chrysandra juice? He needs
What?
treatment immediately. Oh, if only I had brought the Phoenix heart nerves with me.
He ran towards the rehab center. Nothing to worry about. Just another patient trying to prove he has recovered.
Uh-huh. The hasty man has disappeared completely. The little incident doesn't raise anyone's attention.
The rehab center has all the facilities and medicines he needs. He will be properly treated. But why is he wearing the uniform of Laplace? And where's the receptionist here?
The lobby of the Scientific Computing Center welcomes them with a deafening silence. The counter is no longer busy with people, but with an auto-recognition device instead.
Does everyone go to the weekend party night?
Sure. Probing around the counter, the temporary investigator seems determined to dig out a party gramophone from somewhere.
Absolutely not. The researchers here are too busy to do that. The computing center is working on the most urgent and vital project, the research on the immunity to the storm. We should not disturb them unless it's an emergency. So please stop calling the office and put down the telephone, Miss Sotheby. This is not the ear of a tea kettler, and it won't take you to any twist balls.
Uh-huh. The monitor assistant can't stand the difference in their terminology anymore.
Je sais qu'elle est débutante, mais quand même elle est trop bizarre.
I know she's a rookie, but even so, she's way too unbelievable.
Guide new members with caution on patience. Trigger the afflatus at the right time. J'avoue que Vertin a remporté une victoire temporaire sur ça.
Oh, I have to admit, Vertin is doing it better than me for now. Uh-huh. Her mumbling is interrupted by the owner of the cheerful footsteps.
Miss Boonish, I just read the map on the counter. You mentioned where the wall reflects repeatedly. Does the vision refer to the racquetball center here? You see, its icon is a bouncing ball.
Let me take a look.
Well then, leave it to Sotheby.
Found it! This is really the right direction. Next, empty boxes, glasswares, and copper pieces. Looks like our destination has piles of metal.
The vision in the orb is growing clearer, proving that they are heading in the right direction. That eases Matilda's upset mind.
Good job, Assistant Sotheby.
Nice.
I have to say, I might have gone a bit too hard on you. You are more capable than I thought. Thanks to your prompt reminder, we have saved quite some time.
Sotheby is glad to help.
The young lady gladly hops along the way, while she doesn't give up peering at Matilda's crystal orb.
Miss Boonish, since you're such a talented diviner, why don't you just divine the reason for the storm with your inherited Arcanum ability? According to Ms. Moissel, the reason still remains a mystery. If the crystal orb can reveal its truth, everything will be much easier for Vertin and her team.
Divine the reason for the storm?
Did that never cross your mind? It probably doesn't work, but did that never cross your mind? The brave assumption astonishes this great diviner. She almost drops the orb.
That's impossible for sure. It's a typical mistake of laymen to believe one can see everything through divination.
Yeah, but did you try? That's the question here. Did you try?
You are an expert on potions and arcane creatures, but you have little knowledge on other subjects. Haven't you received any systematic education on Arcanum?
Education on Arcanum? I'm of course well educated in Arcanum, with Ms. Moissel as my tutor, and my arcane friends such as Typhon from the Auto Island, Jupiter, and...
Alright, enough!
She shakes her head, stopping her from listing another name from an arcane creature that nobody has ever heard of.
I have understood the fact that the education you have received is not systematical, or say incomplete, imperfect, inelegant. But don't worry, because you are talking to the kind-hearted Matilda. She will spend her valuable time to make it up for you.
The great monitor assistant clears her throat and starts recalling what she learned when she was 12. Oh boy.
In fact, the system of Arcanum knowledge is not completely separated from that of human science. For example, the modern pharmacy and chemistry actually originated from the experiments of potions and alchemy in the ancient times.
I mean, yeah.
They developed into two different systems because Arcanists focused more on the knowledge ignored by scientists, which is gnosis.
Okay, he actually said something interesting. They developed into two different systems because Arcanists focused more on the knowledge ignored by scientists, which is gnosis.
The knowledge we learn from divination is exactly under this category.
Wow.
Sotheby's eyes light up with amazement. Matilda takes out her notebook and draws a brief sketch in it.
Let me fill you in with more details.
Okay.
If two human researchers test Snell's law at two different places at the same time without making any mistakes, they will always reach the same conclusion.
Uh-huh.
Or if two potionists use the same ingredients and follow the same formula to make the cough cough stop stop potion separately, their products will also have similar effects.
Cough, cough, stop, stop. Amazing name.
However, if two diviners respectively perform divination on the same thing, they will probably see totally different visions. Because what the divination shows is merely omens. The interpretation of these omens is in fact a kind of subjective deduction based on the reality, and there is no such thing as a standard answer.
You know, there is one thing I've always heard about the French language, and that is like, no matter how you learn it, speaking it is very very freeform and subjective, kinda. Well, judging by what you just said about divination, it fits that you're French.
Even if If the two
If that's the
diviners
case.
hold the same conclusion, it is more of a coincidence than a result that implies generalizability. So diviners never check the accuracy of their divination through the review of peers. And this is an example of gnosis. Unlike human sense, it is unique and possesses no universality.
Okay. She puts it away and wiggles her index finger.
In other words, even if someone finds out a reason for the storm through divination, they can't have other diviners verify it, because 100 different diviners will give out 100 different conclusions. The scene will be even busier than a concert at Music Vertin. That being said, the more possible result we get from the divination is nothing. Divination cannot bring knowledge which the diviners have never learned. The divination of such world-class knowledge, as complicated as the reason for the storm, can only be performed by world-class diviners.
Okay, that makes sense.
We may find one or two diviners like that if time continues to be reversed. Like Nostradamus. But he lived in the 16th century.
That's quite a way, but you said something very interesting right now. Nostradamus was a diviner. That is funny, and it makes sense.
Besides, even Nostradamus is not always right.
But Miss Buaniche is. Thanks to your divination, we're getting closer and closer to that report, right?
You are right. Finding items, interpreting dreams, and making simple prophecies. All these things are just a breeze for the bright and clever Matilda.
Yes.
But inquiring about the storm is beyond my ability, and it will only bring misfortune. I will never make such a stupid mistake.
Matilda is an amazing goober and I love her. Matilda regains her radiant appearance.
In fact, this half of the report and the handwriting of the author are perfect divination media. Besides, our target is not far away from us, and I'm familiar with the surroundings, which have made things much easier than usual. It is true diviners can improve the accuracy and controllability of their gnosis by practicing repeatedly, holding the rituals properly, and making targeted preparations. That still doesn't mean the result will be absolutely accurate.
Sotheby nods. No one can tell from her face whether she truly understands that announcement or not. Reading the vision in the orb, Matilda leads Sotheby around another corner nimbly.
The report says that person who mentioned the School of Numbers claimed she was enlightened about the year of the next storm. Is that also by divination?
No, that one is mathematics.
I am not sure what kind of arcane skills they used, but numbers are indeed a kind of omen too. I am not talking about the specific knowledge of mathematics, but the numbers themselves, because they are even more abstract than images and languages as kind of symbol. Even so, there is no way for us to verify this prophet, unless it really comes true. That is also why it takes almost nothing to spread a prophecy. My mother told me many people in the outside world write to the Foundation every day, claiming to be prophets who can predict the doomsday and thus requesting unemployment benefits.
The truth.
Wow.
Unemployment benefits?
Wow.
Oh my. The outside world is far more wonderful than I thought. How fascinating.
Wow.
Miss Buaniche is even greater than I expected.
You bet! Wait, did you mean I was not the greatest?
They have reached the end of the corridor. Matilda puts away the orb and looks at a wooden door with no sign in front of her. This is where the vision leads them to, the room next to the racquetball center.
Here we are, Miss Sotheby. Now, this is the moment to verify the result of my divination.
She opens the door with a slight push. And inside is just Madame Z singing happy birthday to herself. Oh? Actually something else to do? Oh, you're back. Hi. How's it going? Which one will you be?
If you look at the ground
It's
after
you.
the rain, you can often see a wet, long trail, like this one.
Yeah?
At the end of the trail, there may be a snail slowly crawling forward. Yes, forward. The snail marks the direction for us.
Alright.
But what if we don't see any snails at either end? How are we going to distinguish the direction to the future from that to the past?
We need a criterion? Sorry, but I have no idea. We need a criterion for it, yeah.
Criterion?
Criterion,
Well
whatever.
said, darling. To figure something out, you always need to make deductions based on facts and logical reasoning.
Yeah?
What you see is not necessarily true, but what is logical is, because we haven't witnessed or experienced anything illogical so far. If something like that actually happens, it must be because we are too ignorant to understand it for the moment. This point was firmly believed by those researchers who worked in the house like canned sardines. It remained true to them until the first drop of rain rose. The sardines suddenly found that the knowledge they possessed couldn't support the point anymore. The can was opened, revealing a completely different thinking pattern to them. Whatever they used to mend the can, there was still a crevice left between the inside and the outside, and it could be ripped open again at any time.
Uh-huh. What happened then?
The chaos didn't last. If it really was the rain that swept away the snail and messed up time, then we should look at the silver lining. Does it mean we will find out the truth of time once the secret of the rain is revealed? There has never been a shortcut like this one, since time is only an intangible concept. So then, observation stations were built all over the globe. The staff learned how to collect and keep the valuable samples efficiently, in no time. The little boxes they used to store the raindrops are still being upgraded even now.
Uh-huh.
Order and silence were brought back to the labs. Every piece of gear was placed back on the right track. It was a grand feat, and no one could have accomplished it inside this huge, cumbersome machine, except another machine. She took no sides and sought only predictable results. That's why she made a decision as soon as she read that report and its attachment on her desk. The former was about a delicate component which flapped like a butterfly in that huge machine. And the latter was a piece of paper full of circles and dots. Then she stored the information on her hard disk and destroyed the report.
Huh.
And the paper which claimed to have recorded the locations where the storm might happen, yes, the one with the butterfly-like drawings, was retained for data comparison. It seems she's satisfied with the result.
Interesting. Interesting, okay. Well, we are definitely foreshadowing Lucy here quite a lot. Alright. Let's see. The Lament in Silence. Oh, another flashback. I wonder who you are. That invisible hand raised up high easily plucks a star from the sky. Hey, that rhymes. Oh boy. Question marks. The light is dim here. The light is dim and the room is a mess. Archive cabinets and unorganized files are everywhere. Punctuated by strange devices in lapless style. It seems like an abandoned utility room.
Where are we? Lost and found at the racquetball center?
She waves away the dust and struggles her way along the toppling cabinets.
The orb showed copper pieces. We need to find something that seems to be locked, but is actually not.
Okay.
Found it! Nothing can stop the genius Matilda.
Matilda? She finds what she is looking for in a rusty drawer. Unsorted. Low priority. Obviously the report has been here for a very long time. Its corners curl because of the damp air. Luckily, the writing is still recognizable.
The trip to Egypt didn't go smoothly. The ship was hit by a common storm at sea. We were lost in the fog after that. Completely off course. Then something emerged from the water. Since the first storm, the Foundation has received frequent sightings of arcane creatures which should have been extinct in history.
Huh. So... something like the giant... I can't remember its name. The giant boss that I was fighting at the beginning of Chapter 5. Interesting. So those types of creatures should be extinct, but they are returning now because of the storm?
I had no idea what I was shooting at, even after I emptied the clip. And I didn't know what to do. So the Arcanists brought us back on course. She names the precise longitude and latitude of our location, even without using the sextant in the spare cabin. I wonder how she did that. Perhaps the world did look different in her eyes. Then when I was about to step on a random plank on the ship, she suddenly dragged me back. I thought it was only an inappropriate joke, but the next second, the plank broke. I was stunned, and asked her how she saw that coming. She just answered me as if we were talking about the weather.
Because that plank is deformed like a rhombus.
I was confused. Where is the rhombus? She laughed.
The rhombus can't be seen with eyes. You shall close your eyes, hearken to the teaching of the Supreme Existence, and seize the moment of afflatus.
What?
Of course, I didn't see anything. Nor did I understand what the moment of afflatus was. Perhaps it's just another privilege enjoyed by Arcanists, just like their right to be lunatic. Nevertheless, she reached the correct conclusion in a completely wrong way. Is it really possible? Anyway, she saved my life. But that was not enough to settle the differences between us. She remained rejective to working with the Foundation. And I finally gave up on the attempt to persuade them. My mission on that trip was not to make contact with them. Besides, what we needed was builders of the storm observation system. Not some liars who would only make things worse. As for the shelter they took from the storm, she wouldn't say a word, as if she were dealing with a spy who tried to find out the deepest secrets of the Arcanists. In the end, Hugh mediated between us. He gave me an address in Istanbul to which I could send the letters to contact them. After that, I spent more than half a year in the Egypt office. Things were even worse there than I expected. Some have gone missing after the storm. The people who were supposed to be in the Egypt office, according to the member list stored in the headquarters in 1985, were not there when I arrived. The situation could be caused by the limitations of the transmission of paper-based materials, or because the computer was not yet popularized to every corner of the globe at the time. One minor mistake of a copyist could develop into a huge difference. Besides that, the chaos inside Laplace was an even worse issue. I learned that someone published the paper Samplings of Global and Regional Chaotic Energy Route Changes in the name of Butterfly of Lorentz. Apparently, they secretly used our sampling sites, yet their research direction and conclusion were radically different from Laplace's. The researchers equally divided into two schools. One sticking to the human technology they have focused on, and one changing their direction to Arcanum. At the time, it was still too early to decide which direction was right, without sufficient experimental data. But many already believed that if time continued to be reversed, human technology would only keep falling into decline, while Arcanum, which relies on personal ability, would rise again. It's true that Gnosis cannot be copied, verified by an independent third party, or comprehended through reasoning. Its nature decides that it cannot lay the foundation of science or be popularized to every ordinary person. It takes solid marble to build a castle, not slippery sand. Even so, what harm will it do to rely on Arcanum when the underlying logic of all things has become unreasonable? Before the disagreement was settled, the storm in 1987 was predicted. We were ordered to return to the headquarters 24 hours before its arrival, but the prediction was not accomplished by Laplace. A captive from Manus Vindictae names the precise date of that storm.
Ah.
Our enemies, those lunatic xenophobes, valuing only pure blood, made it further than we did. Yes, we built observation stations, we made countless deductions, we developed multiple simulation models. We made efforts, we sacrificed life. We did whatever we could. Yet the result was that we didn't find any other regions immune to the storm, except the headquarters and another one in North America.
Okay, yeah.
In the end, 95% of the branch members were reversed. 87.9% of the equipment was destroyed, and 100% of our predictions failed. In conclusion, our endeavor brought no achievements. As for the captive from Manus Vindictae, the delirium patient who claims that oracles flowed under his parietal bone, when we asked him how he learns the precise date of the storm, he burst into laughter.
Can't you hear it? Has God left you behind when he spread his grace?
Then, he smashed his own skull with a handcuff.
Oh.
Yes. There was no doubt. He was an incurable lunatic.
Oh.
Insane nonsense was exactly the reason we survived the storm again. No matter how unreasonable or illogical it was, or how much a lie it sounded like. So we'd better believe we shouldn't go out in black today because the fish is swimming in the water. We'd better believe in the existence of the non-physical, everlasting, transcendent world where everyone's soul is a number. We'd better believe in the supreme existence which caused the disorder of time by merely casting its shadow. That means the life of individuals means nothing more than rubbish, and the world is but an imperfect ruin where only the chosen ones will pass the trial, where the rest will be eliminated by the rain. How am I supposed to do that? Finally,
Existential crisis.
I made up my mind to write to her.
I mean, how are you gonna comprehend if you actually meet something that is on like a creator level godlike entity? You won't. You're done for.
I didn't expect her to answer my questions. All I wanted was to confirm if she had survived that storm, for the sake of our peaceful talk about the rhombus. Yet what I heard from them was a simple announcement of her death. With only 2 words.
Wow. Literally just she died.
She died.
Wow.
Then it burned and turned to ashes in a second. On the same day, the first and only Timekeeper who just took office, the 12-year-old child, returned alone from the storm.
Oh, on the same, yeah, okay. On the same day, the first and only Timekeeper just took office, yeah.
She told us the time in the outside world at that point. And that was how I knew she was right.
It is right in front of you.
But if there is a God, why are you playing such a prank on us? After we had suffered from the collapse of all the existing orders and the failure of all the great laws. If this is what she calls a glimpse of the supreme existence, the moment of a flatus, do you have to present it in such a cruel way? The last 2 digits in the number of the year after that storm were exactly her name and her number.
The last 2 digits in the number of the year after that storm.
77.
So, okay. Also interesting, both the mother and the daughter have a 7 in the name. The report ends here. 2 digits. That's the full stop of the story.
Incroyable! Incroyable! C'est vrai! Quelqu'un a vraiment fait cette prophétie!
Unbelievable, it's actually true, someone did make that prophecy.
Vertin and Sonetto will be thrilled to know what we found! Well done, Miss Sotheby! You performed as well as a formal investigator! We need to submit this report to your instructor immediately!
Funny enough, they kind of found out most of that stuff already. Grabbing the papers tightly, Matilda turns around with excitement. Sotheby isn't the person standing there. Uh-oh.
What are you doing in other people's rooms?
Hey, there he is. I was saying we're gonna meet you. Didn't expect so early though. So he is the brother, huh? Oh, the report is snatched away. Oh, is this his office?
Personal item. You have no rights to take it. Please leave immediately.
Personal item? This is a precious record that should have been submitted to the Foundation. According to Administration and Regulations for Dispatch Personnel, St. Pavlov Foundation Decree number 259, every member of the Foundation, when acting as a field investigator, is required to create a comprehensive investigation report of all their actions and promptly submit it.
And they are obliged to ensure the authenticity, objectivity, and impartiality of the report. No personal bias is allowed in the content.
Uh-huh.
If you have read this report, miss, you should know that it's not even qualified to be filed.
But this is an emergency!
The Storm Reformation Act is still new to her. She can't think of any article to support her point of view. She racks her brains for words, but before she makes it, the other person starts talking, with one of his eyebrows raised.
I can tell from your uniform, you are a student of SPDM, or... This is Laplace. Do you have your guardian's approval to leave the school, Miss Underage Student?
He has something written on his palm.
Ufal. I don't need that. I am not a student. You are talking to the exceptionally promoted monitor assistant of SPDM. Here is my ID.
She holds her ID card high as if she's holding the flag of liberty. But she's ignored. The adult walks directly to a swivel chair in the room and pays attention to an educational toy on the table.
Did you just ignore a formal administrator of the Foundation? This monitor assistant will report every misbehavior of yours. Every little bit of them.
Oh, good God, Matilda. Wordless, the monitor assistant can't be more embarrassed in her life. She looks around just to find that Sotheby is gone. Where the hell is she? Luckily, the chief assistant learns faster than she expects. The familiar sing-song tone is making a report to her own tutor outside the hall, half-open door.
Miss Moisson, we found that report here. The great Miss Divination and I discovered some important information. I came to you and Madame Z immediately after we read it. Miss Divination, why are you confronting Mr. Chair?
Mr. Chair. Sotheby stands at the door. Her head is tilted. Two adults are behind her.
I didn't expect to see the second half of that report here in your room, Adler.
Adler. I think I heard that name in a couple of places before outside of this chapter as well. This time, the owner of the voice can't be ignored. The swivel chair unwillingly turns around.
Don't call me that, friend. Why not just call me Enigma? Just like everyone else.
Oh?
Relax. I know nicknames mean no harm.
Interesting. Oh, his name is like the Enigma machine. I think I actually see it on the table there. Isn't that the Enigma machine? The coding machine? Or decoding machine, rather?
But I don't understand. How is a report filled with meaningless words of any concern to you, Madam Z?
It provides information about the Arcanist group Vertin is now dealing with. If possible, please give it to me.
Of course. How can I turn down a request from Constantine's chief of staff? Take it away. I hope you don't mind the mold on it.
The researcher stays seated on the chair and casually hands out the report. Is he a Madame Z stan? Madame Z smiles. She seems glad to see that Enigma still has the energy to be sarcastic. But clearly, the monitor assistant can't tolerate such a blatant violation of the staff regulations. Oh god, Matilda.
Please pay attention to your manners and do not bring disgrace to the computing center, Mr. Rude.
Miss Moisson taps her on the shoulder and quickly looks in the direction of the door.
Ms. Buanish? Ms. Sotheby? You've done a great job. I'm sure what you have found would be of great help to Timekeeper. And I will report your active performance in this mission to SPDM as soon as possible, Miss Buanish. We need to further analyze the files you found. The first on the scene could provide more detailed information. Let's get out of here.
Contribution exceptionnelle!
Active performance? The keywords give this young monitor assistant a giddy pleasure. She can't help but ignore everything else Miss Moisson says.
Oh la la, exceptionnel! No. Calme-toi, Matilda. I didn't accomplish it alone. Assistant Sotheby also played a significant role. Hooray!
These two goobers. A loud cheer interrupts Matilda's mumbling.
That is to say, Miss Burnish, we can start preparing the balloons and flowers for the twist ball.
Oh my god, we're back to this.
Speaking of which, this monitor assistant still needs to think about it. By the way, just call me Matilda.
And they're friends. She struggles to get out of Sotheby's passionate hug. The great joy brought by Miss Moisson makes her actions clumsy. Cheering and discussing, the girls leave the room. Madame Z carefully puts the valuable report away. The researcher swivels the chair again and hides himself in the fortress made of dusty items. He talks through cabinets and equipment in a slow manner.
There will be no advance in human technology. You think so? Even thee, Madame Z, has given up on the study of theoretical physics and become a politician.
No. I've never thought of that.
She turns to the door with a faint smile. The door is closed. Scene. Alright. Okay, met an interesting guy. Also, what the hell am I looking at? Huh? This is the figure that they were using for that woman who wrote the report. Is this Luce's figure? Oh. Oh, this actually gives something. Okay. New direction. A new steam whistle sounds. By all means, board the ship. Uh-huh. The dramas have ended. All is profoundly hushed in this cold and dark room. The researcher sighs and starts... settling the messy papers and dusty tools on the table. Why is it mistaken for a utility room? Is it because of the bess? Yes, you dingus! Metallic footsteps come from outside the door.
I am astonished by the fact that you are interacting with others.
Oh, hi. Another trespasser.
They broke in.
The robot in charge of Laplace Scientific Computing Center shrugs and refuses to make any comments. She has already heard all the information she needs in the corridor.
If it was a complaint that you were making, you know it is within your rights to submit an interdepartmental complaint within 7 days after the incident.
Don't bother. That file means nothing to me. I didn't file it because it is a report against the rules. Why bother to submit such a log full of personal feelings and emotional behaviors to our great, rigorous foundation?
Is that so? I am gratified to find that you still have some sense.
I too am gratified that you still have no idea that I was being sarcastic.
Oh, the other figure on the map is his, right?
Oh, that was sarcasm.
Never mind. What do you want from me, Madam Lucy?
He asks as he bends down and organizes the papers scattered all over the place. This is the best effort he cares to make to receive a guest.
You went all the way to this dusty, rundown place so hurriedly that you even forgot to put on that pathetic mask. This is not because of some old files, I assume.
Oh, the human face mask? The faceless robot inclines its head in agreement.
Certainly. I hope you can be the cryptographer of the Manus Vindicte's ritual. You are still the best.
You are asking me, a human, to decode the ritual of a pureblood Arcanist group? I don't see how I'll be helpful to this project.
You cannot evaluate your own level of being of value, Adler.
The researcher keeps unfolding more dusty folders without raising his eyes from the table.
Well, you evaluate our value. Test us in experiments you set. Prove the hypotheses by exhaustion, make mistakes, and start all over again. You repeat the process like a roaring locomotive that pulls the research center out of this chaotic disaster. You question not what is ahead of you, nor whether the path you've taken will be regular or easy. The only idea you planted into your little brain is to move forward, to improve.
Thank you for your compliment. It goes to everyone.
That was not even a...
Okay, yeah, German, I was right. I mean, yeah, with the name like Adler, yeah. Adler, rather. To put it in German, Adler. Which is... Actually, it means hawk, doesn't it? I think it means hawk. Actually, now that it's on my mind, Adler means hawk, right? Okay, eagle, not hawk.
Guess you agree. A life without creativity is not worth living. And that's the life that I wake up to every day. I'm no longer the person you thought you came here for. I'll never be able to combine human technology and Arcanum. And I'll never comprehend even the slightest part of it. I am useless to you.
He squares up the paper on the desk in a grumpy manner, making a huge knocking noise.
I don't expect someone made of tin to understand the human mind. But I beg of you, leave me alone.
The robot ignores his emotional speech and keeps talking.
The work of analyzing the masks of Manus Vindicte did not go well. A side effect occurs in the researchers, and it is getting worse. The isolation wards on the basement level are overwhelmed.
What a scene. Have you aborted the experiment?
Not yet. We have conducted the Arcanum imaging experiment on the masks, and found a component which also exists in the raindrops of the storm. But knowing what it is composed of does not help explain how it works. What we're looking for is the original ritual that the Manus cast on them.
You are trying to figure out one's career planning from one's physical examination report. I wonder why it is not working. Even if somehow you manage to find the original ritual, you still need a proper environment to test it, which is the outside world with a coming storm.
The researcher turns to her. Wisdom and sarcasm glow in his eyes.
That's why we can't tell if we're getting results. Even if we had the right ritual, proper permission from the Foundation to travel, and strong-minded volunteer subjects, experiments performed in the Ivory Tower won't succeed because...
An experiment about the storm can only be done in a storm. Glad to see your brain is not rusty yet. It only took you 3 sentences to draw the conclusion which took the seminar a week to reach. That proves you are capable of the project.
robot in charge puts a document on the table.
The history maintenance team has forecast different critical points of this storm. Foundation investigators are on their way.
Greta Hoffman. And the other one is Coward.
If Manus Vindicte still plans to accelerate the storm, like what they have done in 1929, there will be a high possibility that their people will show up at the transformation point of history and society, also known as the critical point of time, the center of the storm. Your sister, Greta Hoffman, is also one of the investigators.
I have no interest in any Hoffmans other than myself. We have different perspectives.
So she was the one who was noting all of that stuff down.
It is okay. I am just here to inform you that if any of the investigators successfully send the information of the ritual back, the research about the immunity of the storm will be conducted immediately. Take your time and be mentally prepared. But once the storm alert is issued, we only have 24 hours to verify the feasibility of the ritual. I wish you will be fully prepared by then.
The robot gets out of the room, leaving him no right to choose. Her feet crash into the floor, making a steely sound. Enigma's eyes flicker toward the document. The face on the top is familiar to him. He pulls out the drawer and takes out a scrap of paper. This is the last code he didn't give anyone. Oh, there is another thing here. I can't read it. The two sentences at the bottom say the age of humans has come to an end. Greta Hoffman. The hell does the top say?
One thing is for sure now.
Oh, that's what it says.
The age of humans has come to an end.
Alright, that was definitely interesting. Okay, so we definitely set up the next chapter then, and with that, I guess. Ooh. There's a lot of interesting shit in this thing. Especially all the flashbacks to 37's mom to 77 and Sophia's dad as well. Interesting. Interesting stuff. And yeah, very interesting. I'm assuming this is the first time. I can't remember. Oh god, it's because I have her as a unit. I can't remember right now from the top of my head. Is this the first time I saw her? I have a feeling I saw her somewhere else, unless I'm thinking about something else because, you know, I have her as a unit. And it's muddling my mind. I have a feeling she appeared as a model already in the game, but I might be misremembering. But yeah, very interesting. Very interesting stuff. Also just want to look, so yeah, this is the two of them. This is her. So Greta. And dear old bro has pretty much the same attire as her. It's kind of funny. Yeah, they didn't even change the model for her. Also, I love the little detail here. There is an enigma machine here in the background. Very funny. Look, buddy, you can complain as much as you want, but your goddamn nickname is Enigma, and you will be decoding the shit out of whatever you're being presented. L7 Lestili. Okay, what? Okay, Italian. Eluceva Lestelle, I think I heard. What's this a reference to? Gonna have to look that up for next time. Okay. But this was definitely interesting. Alright, before I head off into the next part, which is gonna be the next section for the 3 doors, we're gonna do the thing that I said at the beginning of the episode, which is, well, watch the trailer for this patch, and very curious to see what the trailer was like. So let's head on over there. Alright then, so there is a couple of trailers actually. I thought there's only gonna be the 1.4 patch trailer, but I also found the trailer for 37, for 6, and also there is a short animation trailer, so we're gonna watch all those 4 in that order. From the order of uploads on the Reverse YouTube page that where I obviously have dug those out, there's a couple of other things in between, but most of that stuff seems to be songs and stuff, so I'm not gonna be listening to those just in case. Also, there are songs. They're probably good. I'm gonna listen to them later. But yeah, anyway, let's begin with the 1.4 trailer. This is a pretty long trailer. This is almost 5 minutes, and I'm presuming there's gonna be like clothing and shit towards the end and gameplay mechanics. But anyway, let's see what the hell was in this patch that required 5 minutes. Hello.
The watch was telling the wrong time.
Yes.
Pardon me? I fixed it for you. 2007? Yeah. This is the year 2007. Is it not? We believe everything can be translated into numbers. Things are made up of numbers. And mathematics is the key to opening the gate of truth. How is this possible? You use a maths model to forecast the storm, and its results perfectly match what the Foundation recorded. We just worked out the patterns in the number sequences.
Cool.
Close your eyes, Vertin.
Oh.
Truth reveal itself to you. Truth. Timekeeper, watch out!
Who broke the silence?
Sonetto is in detention. They're planning to sentence her to death.
Those of you who agree to the death sentence may remain.
Oh yes, the music.
Who wish to commute Miss Sonetto's punishment, put your pebble into the pot in the middle of the hole.
The pure blood Arcanist community. The unknown Arcanum power. And the obsession with certain knowledge or identity. Sound familiar?
Mm-hmm.
I take not thought for needless disputes.
This goddamn trailer has literally all of the big beats of the story in it. This goddamn trailer has literally all the big beats of the story.
The proof, once found, is irrevocable. People all over the world have adopted the decimal system by coincidence. See? This is why.
Uh-huh, yeah, thank you. You're still causing headaches. But I am very much warming up to you. Slowly. You're a good goober.
The wise one.
Too much math, though.
Used to strike the iron ingots. After years of careful arrangements and calculations, the clanging sound became music.
Ooh. Haven't seen his old damn. Who was the one with the sword? Yeah, these two character stories are not currently in the game, so I'm gonna have to wait until they get re-added with time and then check them out. Because I'm definitely interested to see what their thingies are about. Hey, there's the two big bitches of the bosses. Uh-huh. Right, so this was added with that. Okay. Okay, good to know. I mean, I kind of figured out that this was added with it anyway. Achievements. Oh, that thing. I was like, wait, bird? I forgot about the bird boss. I forgot about the bird boss for a second. I'll say this though about this game: when it comes to giving up free summoning currency, they're very generous. I think since I started playing, literally every single time there is a new patch, they had at least a login campaign to get free.
So you have a mother too? Too? What are you, a dog?
That had to be in there, right? Oh, come on. Okay, the trailer is amazing, but it's one of those trailers where I'm gonna say they show a bit too much, don't they? The trailer is amazing, but it's a bit too much. Even that was in there. Come on. Come on. If I know what's gonna be in the patch, I'm not expecting it then too much. But yeah, definitely. Good trailer. Good trailer overall. Funny trailer. Interesting trailer. However, it really shows too much. Honestly, literally the only thing they didn't put in the trailer is literally the last couple of seconds. Everything else was shown. But anyway, cool little trailer. Alright then. Let's see what the number goober is about. 37's trailer. The number transcends all matters.
The Apiron believes everything can be translated into numbers. People are special here. And 37, among all, is the most special one. She can see the numbers that are the essence of everything.
The tangent between the Stone of Truth and the Sun is perfect today. Short jumping up the stairs in the order of 1, 1, 2, 3 will bring me good luck.
The world of matter is not something of her concern. 37. What happened to you?
Do I have something on my face?
Yes.
Oh, I tripped over my hair in the forest. It's
over your hair.
Fragments of matters.
Speaking the truth is the only thing that matters to her.
Anyway, Sophia, I came up with a brilliant formula for the coastline's fractal dimension. Let me show you. Oh.
I think I forgot to brush your hair.
Thank you. The next orator is 37, our smallest irregular prime, and the brightest star of Hermes.
She is the genius kissed by the god of truth. We believe in truth, while she is like truth itself.
Triangle.
Beautiful.
Circle. Sorry.
Dazzling. But cold.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, sure, it's cold, but cold is not a word I would use to describe 37, at least. At least from my experiences with her so far in the story. She definitely has heart. But she doesn't comprehend it. Or rather knows how to express it. Outside of through numbers. Anyhow, the trailer for 6. Let's see.
6. The sole number of every Apiron leader. Stands for perfection and harmony. It is as impeccable as a study of geometry and the form of forms. But is this really the truth? At one point or another, suspicion started to grow within me.
is the eternal happiness for us if we keep pursuing wisdom?
Perhaps not.
Pardon?
Wisdom only shelters one from ignorance, not from pain. Pursuing perfection only allows one's scale to stay in balance.
That was a lot of images.
Maybe I'm not the perfect leader, but I will fulfill my duty at 6.
That beach scene was very adorable. Alright. That was way shorter. A very stoic guy. But takes all the things serious. Okay, let's see. This is the animated trailer, huh? How much is in here?
It's either a kind of arcane skills we're not able to detect, or the moment we stepped onto this island, we've
oh shit.
done a tremendous ritual.
Uh-huh.
Which means we need to find out the truth.
Oh, baby.
Vertin, can you see it?
This is funny. G-Man, go away. This is kind of funny. This animated trailer is... Pardon. This animated trailer is way better in just not showing too much, but showing just enough compared to the actual full trailer. The actual full trailer was a bit much and a bit too much showing, but this one was way better. Way better in just building up that little bit of you don't get too much. You don't get too much sense. This scene was so good. This little scene was so good. Yeah, they only show little snippets, which is this kind of works better for me. This animated trailer. Jesus, what is in my throat right now? This animated trailer works way better than the actual full trailer. The full trailer is literally, here's the entire patch, enjoy. we just reducted the last 5% of the story. Anyway, both are good. But yeah, this was cool. Anyway, we will be moving on to the next part of this episode, which is back to the 3 doors and checking out the next segment and seeing what is happening on this adventure. But yeah, anyway, what's it in? Alright, let's see. So we have the history of the gears. Okay, what's this gonna be about? The history of the gears. We still recall the time when the clock moved forward amidst the rust and dust before the deafening silence descended. Okay. Goodbye, grass stalk. Oh.
Cover your nose. The dust is even worse than that under my bed. Well, I guess those kids with ambitious goals had a train to catch, so they left this mess to us. Totally. They never thought of coming back, so of course they didn't pay the cleaners. These calculative geniuses never hesitated the slightest bit once they decided to throw something away.
I hope the facilities are still functioning.
Raise your palm and hit these rusted old chunks on the head, so you'll know if they still work.
What is this place?
Look carefully. The icon on the iron boxes, the wires laid all over the walls. I know this is probably the first time you've come here, but you know these facilities better than anyone, don't you?
Uh-huh.
Well, to define this place, you should know it has built a system to sort out every matter and reveal every secret in this world. It was once a liner in the river of time, carrying you people to one milestone after another. Some were proud of your achievements, while some saw them as a disgrace. But the rest, also the majority of you people, were not even aware they were the passengers. Anyways, now the old liner is inviting you to take a tour. Now get moving and try your luck elsewhere, darling. You will only bite the dust if you keep waiting here.
Uh-huh. Oh, we're starting immediately. Let's see. A dusty file. Its pages well worn from frequent handling. Laplace Archives. These records are categorized and maintained by Laplace under the heading Access Log. Under the Freedom of Information Act, their contents are no longer classified and are freely available for reference. Access Log of Laplace Laboratory, the 3rd New York branch, from the year 1800 to 1970. Document timestamp 1943-0201. File organization number, okay, not gonna read that. LSCC New York and then shit ton of numbers, okay. 1831-0802. Okay. At the conference on the revolution in electromagnetic induction technology, Michael Faraday and John Franklin offered suggestions for the experimental topic electromagnetic induction measurement, proposed principles for arcane skill effect, like scenarios suitable for normal people. The request number for supplementary information on this conference is... okay, yeah. The year 1882-0919. Thomas Edison and Nikola Tesla were invited to visit separately and together participated in discussions on scientific innovation. Nikola Tesla, a Croatian dude, hell yes, represent. Nikola Tesla signed the Laplace Foreign Staff Agreement and agreed to participate in Thomas Edison's research and development of alternating current technology. The request number for supplementary information on this conference is... okay, yeah, blah blah blah. Alright, interesting. Where's this gonna lead to? Okay.
Have been waiting for new guests. It's been so long since they had the last guest. Apparently, one of them can't wait to open the door for you. Yes, the one that illuminates the column. All right. Now, try and light up the other one. Ah, there hides the key to the door, I suppose.
Walk up to the pillar, okay. Ah. Ooh, new puzzles. Okay. Open sesame, let's go. A path is open for you. Okay. A person can redirect beams of light. Rotate a person to shine the light beam on a pillar and activate. Yeah, activate all pillars connected to the door to open the gate. Okay. Light pillars. Light puzzles. Cool. I like that there are new puzzles now. They're not keeping it the same. That's cool.
Sorry, darling, but don't take hospitality for granted. You have to do it yourself.
Oh, I need to move them?
This time. Relax. It won't be heavier than the suitcase.
Walk up to the pillar. Okay, so these are gonna be the new... Ah. The copper prism stand is pretty lightweight. Move and place it under light. Okay, so I'm not putting it in my inventory. It's literally just gonna be to move it around. Alright. Cool. Huh, okay. Let's see. To tame a dog, you must put a leash on it. Aha. Militin Tesla's diary. Militin? Okay. April 1870. On the third day after our family moved to Karlovac. Hi. Not my hometown, but not too far from me. Also, welcome to probably one of the rare pieces of content creation on YouTube where the person can actually pronounce the names of, well, you know, Croatian cities. On the third day after our family moved to Karlovac, kind-hearted believers brought us eggs and milk. This is a pious, peaceful place. For the past few nights, Nikola has been tossing and turning in bed, unable to sleep. He talks endlessly about the electrical engineering courses at his new school. I've never seen him so excited. The passion in his eyes unsettles me. May 1872. I should have known this a long time ago. The professors at this institute are all a bunch of devilish heretics. That professor, who claims to be a former employee of Laplace, has bewitched my child, and now all Nikola talks about all day is going to the university in Graz. Graz. That city is full of lunatics who sell their souls to the devil. Unscrupulous merchants, women with festering sores, a bunch of babbling tramps, not to mention their attitude towards Arcanists. I've already arranged a position for Nikola in the church. We're moving the family back to Smiljan. Huh. Milutin? Was that his father's name? I actually don't know his parents' names. Give me a second. Okay, yeah. Milutin was his father's name and his mother's name, and before someone says it, I'm mispronouncing the name. Remember, Croatian, Georgina. That's why. But yeah.
As you can see, this puppy's owner was worrying too much. He kept such a tight leash that it was almost choking. This was not a wise thing to do, and he should have felt lucky that the puppy had not grown sharp claws yet.
I have a feeling of deja vu.
Looks like you just recalled a group of mean old friends, just like I did, and that bad tooth they pulled out. You know, fate enjoys making the same old joke. That's why it always rains when you set a campfire. The coffee always spills when you wear a white shirt. And you can only find pliers in the toolbox when you need to drive in a nail. We are not in the hospital anymore, but we are witnessing a similar tragedy. So, darling, an anchor limits a ship, and death does the same to one's fate. What about a man's will? What does it limit?
Another will, the will itself. The will itself.
That's a good idea. Those old fogies in the church complaining about the worsening world should listen to you instead of the Father.
Okay. The way she worded that. Okay. Also, if it isn't already apparent, the game has presented me with Nikola Tesla. I am in.
It looks too worn to react to the light anymore. You need to search around to do something about it.
Repairing it? Okay. Try to move objects on top of those special tiles. Ah. Oh, good God. Oh, and are you gonna be hiding... Hold on. Are you gonna be hiding little... Oh my God, there are so many. Can I... Is it very specific cabinets? Or... Oh, wait. Is it... No, it's not. Huh? Oh. It's the small ones. Okay. Come here, you little... Prism. Replace the damaged prism with a new one to fix it. Your trusty cube. Too opaque to reflect your own image, but just right for refracting light. Oh? Oh, are you giving me a shortcut? You have found something that can repair the broken prism.
Like a walker with an umbrella in the rain. Like a camper with firewood by the tent. You are ready. Time to bring the light back, darling.
Hell yeah. That was it, right? Yeah, okay. Let's see about this light business. Cute. Oh, what the hell? Oh! This is not appearing unless I'm here. Good thing I was looking at the mini-map. Oh, okay. Its arms require the strength of others. Laplace Appreciation Statement. Grant application number 3 is hereby formally accepted. Number 1. Pursuant to Section 4 of the Laplace Scientific Computing Center Appointment and Management Practices, funds were approved for the establishment of the Menlo Park Laboratory in New Jersey to house a wide range of human scientists. Number 2. The human Thomas Alva Edison has been appointed as head of the laboratory. Number 3, the amount of the appropriation is $200,000 US. Oh god, that is probably a shit ton of. That has to be in the millions, with inflation in mind. Pursuant to section number 4, subsection 24 of the Laplace Scientific Computing Center Appointment and Management Practices, a special support category has been established to receive human scientists and promote technological change. This request has been evaluated by the Laplace Personnel Management Committee and the Funds Management Committee, resolution number 1220, and is eligible for a support grant. Attached, Menlo Park Laboratory list of technical equipment acquisitions. Menlo Park Laboratory staffing plan. Laplace Funds Management Committee, 21st March 1876. Kind of want to see how much money would this be. Okay, if this thing is correct, then these $200,000 back in 1876 would equate to about 5.9 million in today's worth, so in 2024. So roughly 6 million. Nice. That's funding. That's funding for a laboratory. Or rather, a station. Okay. Tasty. Tasty money. Oh.
Ooh, a hollow column. The light can go through it to travel even further.
Uh-huh. What do you mean by that? These pillars can be activated by a light from the front or back and will not block light beams. Aha. Ah, it can... Oh, okay, let's it through. I see. And then I turn this thing over here. And now I can see where you are pointing. And then I turn you down. There we go. And you just need to be turned downwards. There we go. Not missing anything, right? Hidden note or anything, it's just not popping up. Like in the previous room. Oh, this is another one. Oh. Oh, these are becoming interesting. Uh-huh. Huh. Uh-huh. At the crossroads, he finds an answer. A fork in the road. The flock returns to the pen. He prayed day and night, like an oil lamp that has sat idle all day, forgetting the joy of seeking knowledge. Nikola Tesla walked along the muddy road, holding the wrinkled Bible in one hand and a stalk of grass like a scepter in the other. A steam carriage came along with a wagon full of clanking, meticulous machinery. The crest of a famous family was engraved on it, the Mesmer family. Oh, there we go. He saw stacks of books and young people in the vehicle reading in silence. It was the very picture of the quest for knowledge. Looking at the stalk of grass and the book in his hand, he awoke as if from a dream, amazed at his own absurdity. The wheels rumbled along, the rhythmic clacking filling the air. That day, instead of following the family path through the woods, he chose a different way home. He raced down the bumpy path, picking up speed as he went, flinging mud in his wake. When he knocked on the door, his hands were empty. 1873. Representing the Mesmer family, Scott Mesmer's father traveled to Smiljan to visit a certain nobleman. Huh! Oh? Very interesting. Huh, doesn't matter which one I take here? It does. Okay. Oh, here's the next one. A clever lie. The child casts off his shackles. Nikola Tesla's diary. 25th March 1873. I cannot bear living in my hometown anymore. Images of flickering electricity keep running through my head. I must go to Graz. I should have dedicated everything to science and truth, like that young man from the Mesmer family. I should not be ashamed of being an Arcanist. 2nd April 1873. I asked a friend to bring me an alchemy book from the underground market. It mentions a formula for a potion that could suppress arcane abilities, as well as a near-death potion. Broken skin, rotting flesh, face pale as death's ash. You look no different from a corpse that just crawled out of a coffin. But remember, you must take this at the right time. I may die here, but this is the only way to convince my father. Oh, okay, you went to some drastic things. 3rd April 1873. I lay weak in bed, my voice trembling like a flame that could be extinguished with a single breath. Choking back sobs, his ear pressed to my cracked lips. He nods in agreement. As long as I recover, he will let me go anywhere I want. Anywhere. I swear this is the last lie I'll tell. Graz. Graz. Huh. Well, he was desperate to go. He was very desperate to go. Huh. This is, I guess, everything then. Let's see. A new beginning. Old scrap of paper number 1. 19th April 1863. At, I guess, 1 AM 32 or PM? It isn't specified. Kangaroo Man. Okay. Damn it, for nights on end I swear I hear something. Friends, I don't believe you love research more than your dear wives and husbands, so just tell me the truth. Whether you were borrowing instruments for personal use or perusing classified files, I'm not interested in snitching. But I do like bribes. Alright? 1732. Okay, so this is 1 AM in the morning. If they're going by the 24-hour clock. So 1732, hairy legs. He's right. Last night someone searched through the entire database. They even moved the prototype steam engine. It takes 4 transport workers to lift that massive thing. The guard didn't report hearing any strange noises, and the personnel log is accurate. I'd say either it grew legs and walked away by itself, or a bunch of slippery fools snuck in hoping to sell it for a good price. A new high-ranking employee has been assigned from Laplace headquarters. Keep the paper safe. At 2300, Siren Cap. Considering that the guard's salary here is probably more than my research funding, I agree with Arnold's last guess. Besides, compared to the idea of the headquarters sending an Arcanist, the idea of the prototype steam engine growing legs isn't that scary. Greetings, gentlemen! Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, is this story gonna go down the route of that Nikola Tesla made Lucy? Oh, what's this?
Ah! Such a convenient item is rare to see in this darkness.
Uh-huh.
Put it in your pocket. You don't want to lose it.
What is it? First light. The first light can illuminate prisms squares around it. Oh. I mean, this is now complete, right? Unless there is a bit... No, this part is complete. So I'm guessing this is gonna be something for later. Right? I'm getting paranoid now. I'm starting to be paranoid now. No, I've completed everything here. Yeah. I guess this stays with me. The end. Got all of them. Okay, so that was the first of the 3 doors for this one. Ooh. This has me very interested. This one has me very interested. Especially because it involves a certain Nikola and a certain Tesla. Okay, this will be very interesting to see how this evolves and what Nikola's, what Tesla's whole involvement in this whole thing is gonna be. I do wonder now if he is gonna be the one responsible somehow for Lucy's inception down the line, but we'll see about that. Interesting. Anyway, moving on to the next part of the video, which is gonna be the somnambulism thingy for well, funnily enough, like I said at the beginning of the Let's Play, for Sotheby this time, so let's go. Very quick here, post-production note, before I let you guys off into the Bearhauser Forest, which is aka Sotheby's somnambulism. Just a note, before I recorded this one before I recorded everything that you were watching today, so I didn't realize at the beginning of the recording that it's Sotheby. It took me a tiny bit of time, but I realized eventually. Anyway, enjoy. Alright then, 5th one. Let's see. Bearhauser Forest. Who is this gonna... squeaking. Who is this gonna be? Little lady. Unless they're gonna state names, I'm not gonna know who these are. Oh no. A sad squeak comes from above. A girl dressing in dazzling green is standing before me. She woke me up from my dream, but I know she's a friend and no ill intention, and has no ill intentions. I have no idea who this is. I'll be quite honest. Let's see if I can figure it out while we go. What's wrong? Anything bad happen? What's wrong? Vertin, you have turned into a critter. Oh wait, what? This is my fault. I shouldn't have mistaken lavender for sage. Drops of gold rolled down her cheek. Drops of gold. She she's crying and like golden tears? Who is this? She suddenly starts to grow, becoming taller and bigger, so quickly that my handkerchief can hardly wipe off anything on her face. Swear by my honor as a lady, I will bring you back. Oh, no, wait, no, it's not. I was thinking Sunbury, but no. I think her little peon was different. All I need is a vial of gurgling recovery potion. I bought a whole box of it and put it at... The potion is gone! To which I'm not surprised at all. If you have ever lived one day as a critter, you'd know many items will just disappear in thin air for no reason. So does your home. But my friend seems anxious. Perhaps I should look around for her. Okay. I kind of want to look up who it is, but I also kind of want to figure out who it is at the same time. These symbols have never been such a stranger to me. Even back in school days, I spent most of the time napping. But maybe they imply something. Vertin, are you trying to set up a camp with these scrolls? Great, may I help? Forget it, there's nothing here. The potion smells like grass. It's as tempting as the turkey on Christmas. That's a description. If this was not the treasure we're looking for, what could it be? Also, random thought. I like both turkey and chicken, but I like chicken more than turkey. Anyway. If this was not the treasure we're looking for, what could it be? Oh no, it's a slug potion. Put it down, Vertin. Alright, let's forget about it for now. The potion in the crucible is vibrantly colorful, swirling like a newborn nebula after the Big Bang. That is a descriptor. Maybe I wasn't turned into a critter by some transformative potion. Maybe I was born a critter in this world. But I don't have the 3 footprints like the rest of the critters do. Ah. That's an interesting little fact. Maybe it's a different me in another universe, or it belongs to an uninvited guest. Hey, it's a thief carbuncle. Follow the footprint, and it's right under that tree. Oh. It must have stolen the potion. We have to stop it, Vertin. Oh, this one. The thief carbuncle is looking around. It seems to be searching for an exit out of the woods. Oh no, it's running away with the potion. We have to catch up with it. I'm still not sure who it is. I'll be quite honest. I'm still not sure who it is. Okay, regular enemies.
Program activated. Barrage.
Battles have little meaning, save for the prizes to be won.
The carbuncle is trembling like the last autumn leaf on the tree. It's crying miserably, all huddled together at our feet. Snake, you snake. I was trying to be kind to take you home, but you attack me in return. I won't talk to you again. Yo. Talk to me? Take me home. Take me home? Yes. Yes. An independent state of critters in the Weyerhauser forest. It can say the most complicated word normally, but everything else is yes, yo. All our friends are there. We don't worry about being caught and eaten anymore. The great Critter King has found his way to live with humans. Oops, sharing too much. The carbuncle moves its paws, tottering away from them. Wait, leave us the gurgling recovery potion. Ignoring the little lady's anxious calling, the critter rolls itself into the forest. The forest is dark as ever, but at the end of some burned wood, some green shoots have developed. The little lady's dress is rustling over these sprouting shoots. The hem of her dress was cut by the sharp edges of woods, but she was too excited to care. So this is the kingdom of critters. This is the first time... Oh, it is Sotheby. Okay, then I just couldn't remember her. Didn't her peon look a bit different? Okay, well, I have a better idea for the performance then. I was thinking Sotheby, but I couldn't place it. Anyway, wasn't 100% sure. So this is the kingdom of critters. This is the first time Sotheby has... Huh! She loses her footing and almost falls into a rabbit hole. Careful, my lady. Oh no, it's... Oh, don't remind me of the butler. Okay, please. Careful, my lady. We are no longer in our garden now. A critter elder shows up before us. Compared to the previous critters, this one is rather elegantly dressed. Do you wish to sign up for the contest? The registration is closing. You might wish to hurry. What contest? Aren't you informed about it? The weekly grand contest held by the great Critter King. The winner will be awarded a box of gurgling recovery potion, but if you lose, you will stay here with us forever. Staying here forever? Or where else should this young critter lady go? It's full of the Lord's traps out there. The critter elderly calmly wipes his glasses. There is no need to weep. The great Critter King has made arrangements for all of us. Have you ever wondered why conflicts have occurred so frequently between you and critters? It is because we have two different kinds of heads, apparently. However, if we turn all the honorable bipedal guests into critters, there will be no more discrepancies between us. This is the Critter King's great transformation plan. You will make many friends here. This is absurd. Seems like you preserved your stupid rationality. Very well. The contest welcomes challengers of all sorts. The elderly moves aside for me to go by. On top of a knoll, there sits a simple wooden fenced ring. Anyone who stands on the ring would feel many eyes avidly staring at them, along with screams breaking out like bubbles bursting in a boiling kettle. Vertin! Don't worry, I will win this. This is not hard. Nothing but another duel. Oh god, is that Eric? That's Eric. I walked up and entered the ring in her worried gaze. A Viking critter, wearing a sheet and wielding an axe, has already been there waiting. I just took a sip of mead from old John's jar, and look what it has done to me. But... Okay. I was just thinking something for a second, like, whoa. What? I think... I haven't seen it yet, of course. But I think this should be like... I mean, it's kind of obvious. This should be like... probably? Eric's peon? I guess? At least it feels like it. Anyway. But it's a critter? Transformed? But our lord will not come back down from her duty. Critters or kings, they are all subject to our raid. The host critter clears her throat. Her tiny body is almost completely swallowed by the giant onion gear on her head. Very well, they're all transforming into humans, what the hell? Very well, our two contestants have warmed up and ready for the fight. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I give you the 29th Gurgling Contest. Round 1 starts. Yep, it's Eric. It's Eric? It's, okay, random NPC seems. Okay, random enemy and the king of stage. Alright.
Program activated. Charging.
A tooth for a tooth.
Faraday's miracle.
I'm okay!
Using troops.
What? I lost? That doesn't count. I haven't brought out the best of me. Rematch! I request a rematch! Viking Critter shouts and rolls about on the floor. Sadly, a group of carbuncles rush onto the ring and carry her away, regardless of her rebellious cry. Unfair rematch! Hang on. The next challenger jumps into the circle. Her red cloak is flapping noisily behind her. Perhaps it is a passion of fighting in the modern days. She too has an axe in her hands. Okay. I must protect everyone. I lose and I will be eaten. Little Red Riding Hood. Our next challenger has come with great spirit. Without further ado, let's get into the second round. Keep your eyes wide open for the good fight. Okay, so we're just continuing. Okay.
Program activated. Faraday's miracle.
Using troops.
Oh, I was like, wait, what, Marie? It stood me light. I failed. I didn't kill all of them. The cloaked critter leaves forlornly. Jesus Christ. Laurel. Holy hell, that is so hard to say. My god. Many carbuncle audience, intrigued by her performance, rush out following her. These dust for me? Danke. Thank you. Am I forgivable even if I didn't succeed? Rarely, she seems lost like a deer in headlights. Good. The contest has finally come to the last round. However, the third challenger has been slow to appear. There are only the host critter and me on the stage, staring at each other. No words spoken. At last, she throws away her mic. Oh, she? Okay. Fine, so you didn't have a clue. Your next challenger is me. Surprise! What? I was actually here to compete in the first place, not to host. But the program was so devastatingly unprofessional that I find it hard not to lend a hand. So, moving on, for my career to continue, third round starts. Uh-huh. Wait, so who are you? So this thing? Okay. Nonsense expert. Alright.
Program activated. Faraday's miracle.
Now, to preserve this memory in our dreams.
Okay. Fine, seems like being a gladiator is still a big career change for me. She sighs in frustration but bounces back quickly. Perhaps I can stay here and start the media industry for critters. This is a new market. Many exclusives are there for me to explore. The host critter is planning her new career. Better not to disturb her now. Sotheby. Golden dust sprinkles on us. The carbuncles squeak excitedly. They shout my name, cheering for my victory. This is fantastic, Vertin. Are we going to get the potion now? I have a feeling in my stomach. A horrible one. It's rather extraordinary to arrange the host to perform in the last program. The finale of tonight is still missing. Before having any second thought, the night sky suddenly starts to shake, and the earth trembles as well. Everyone on the knoll is thrown around and slides down the slope. The knoll, quivery, reveals its true look. Oh, did we just fight on the belly of the Critter King? Oh well, that's creepy. Uh-huh. No head can leave my kingdom alive. Ye will return with more accomplices? Ye will return with more accomplices to capture us. This is not what we agreed on. You promised that we can have the potion if we win the Oh. Yes, that was Sotheby. Sotheby, what's happening to your throat? I don't know, I feel angry. But this is not what we agreed on. You promised that we can have the potion if we win the contest. I lied. There never was a time when critters can turn into mankind. Only the other way around. Huh. Come out now. Me people. Excuse me, what? God, the way they speak. Almost perfect.
Program activated.
Big. Ooh. How quickly will you die? How quickly will you die? Because I'm definitely out-leveling you, big boy.
Loading.
Very quickly.
And now to return to my long-term
Very quickly. The giant critter lies on its back, showing no intention to move. I'm sorry. I have agreed to leave the rest of the potion to ye. Isn't this enough? Stop here hurting me. Bad critter. Don't you ever do it again. The Critter King grunted, rolling onto its side like an old cat who is extremely reluctant to move. It will take a lifetime to get over this defeat. A bottle of turmeric liquid is now slowly bubbling in my hand. The very potion we've been finding so hard to get. Now, Vertin, drink it. Is this really the best ending? Nonetheless, this is the time to put an end to my critter life. The liquid stings my tongue. I must have tasted it before. But when? The turmeric liquid warms my gullet. It feels like flames with soft feet dancing on the tip of my tongue, and soon soothes the tens in my limbs. Tensy? Tens. Whatever. I feel myself all over the place, yet in the meantime, nowhere at all. I'm no longer myself, and for that reason I will find myself once again. I will be waking up. At this point, I suddenly recall where I tasted this before. Dr. Pepper's. God damn. Regulus would love this potion. It is Regulus's favorite potion on the Citadel. Alright, that's another one done. Okay, that was interesting. Continuing the dream journey. But yeah, time to do the next one. Alright, and this will be it then for today. So, this was interesting overall. Quite a neat little build up for the next chapter. New characters appearing as well. Nice, nice, nice. Slowly building up towards the next big thing. I like it. Very interesting stuff was mentioned during the whole bit. But yeah, next time, like I said ages ago, next time in between the big main story chapters, we're gonna be doing the smaller stuff before we continue with chapter 6. So next time around, we're gonna be jumping back into a single anecdote, which this time around, like you guys suggested all the way back when we began this journey through the Let's Play in this game, it's gonna be Eternity. Already have her prepared. She literally just the other day reached 100%, so everything is literally unlocked on her. So just like with Vicky, we're gonna do the same rigmarole, do the anecdote blindly, do a voiceover through it, and do her full file and see what's up, see what's happening. I have no idea. I have abstained from reading anything in her file so far. So everything will be just like with Vicky, will be a blind read through, and I'm looking forward to it. And then after that anecdote is done, it's time to jump into another reflection, which this time around is gonna be for Green Lake. And yeah, apparently it's spoopy, or at least tries to be spoopy. I hope it's spoopy. I like spoopy shit. But one thing I just also realized when I was watching this earlier here in the menu, didn't even realize that Sonetto and Vertin are here in the thing, so I guess they're gonna be present in the story, which is very interesting. And yeah, the next one is also already re-added into the game, so that's gonna be exciting. Which is this next one is literally why Mr. Sexy here is currently standing here and
that is hardly a good sister.
waiting for his bond increases and stuff like that. But anyway,
we're cool.
That will be for next time. Fun. Okay. Very fun, very interesting. Very much looking forward to where we're gonna be going with the main story. But yeah, time for a little bit of a diversion and everything else. And I'm very interested to see where the Nikola Tesla stuff in the Three Doors is gonna go. That one has me actually very excited. Totally not biased because I'm Croatian, you know? But yeah, anyway. Guys, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this part, please consider leaving a like. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. And if you want to support me more directly, you can join in on the membership. And as I say always, the memberships are literally just there to support the channel. No video will be behind one. Thank you very much. Hope you have a fantastic day wherever you are, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, this guy will continue speaking, and I will sign off. So, bye-bye.
And the pheasant like flutes.